Okay, I am going to show you all how to do your lab report and where to do that, as well as where to find the lab. So, because it is worth at least 20 points. So let's go in, we're going to go into 8th grade content, so the Miss Huey's class with the green flask, and you'll go in to your content. So again, I'm going to review the lab and where to find that. So it starts, if you go down on the left-hand side here, you see that 1.10 says laboratory drop and bounce, and then 1.11 says you're analyzing the results from the lab. 1.12 is the communication and the results. You're communicating the results from the lab. And then it goes on, there's laboratory drop bounce 2, so this is basically the same version, but now you're starting to get into the report piece. 1.14, obtain and evaluate information. So 1.10 through 1.13 is the bulk of the lab. So let's go ahead and we'll just go into 1.10. And then you have to scroll up. Don't forget the scrolling up, because otherwise you'll see a blank screen. Okay, so I'm going to go to the laboratory part. So you have the lesson introduction, laboratory. I'm going to click on laboratory, drop and bounce, and page 2. Okay, so actually I'm going to keep going because it looks like it's in the next section. So investigation, so it's in the investigation part. So page 2, 3.
Well, should we go?
Oh, hey Adam, just a sec, I'm recording. Sorry, my husband came in. So then you go to page 3. Four. And here you go on page 5 of 6, you have conduct the investigation part 1. So use the simulation to conduct the first part of your drop and bounce investigation. Before testing the effect of the temperature on the bounce height of the balls, we need to conduct a control test to make sure all of the balls bounce the same. So it asks you to bring this up here. You've got 3, I don't know if you can see, but there are 3 balls here. So you bring them all up here. And this takes a little bit because you have to move these 2 out of the way. So let's bring this one up to 70 centimeters, drop, see what happens. This one with 1 stripe is right here. You're going to bring this one up. The 1 stripe, I believe it was colder. So drop that and observe the bounce. And then this 3rd ball is kind of hidden. You have to, there we go. I think this one was, oh, look at that one go. This one's supposed to be warmer, so bounce that. And you can see what happens and make those observations. And then you can go to page, this one will load. This is part 2. Use the simulation to conduct the second part. So, and don't forget you have to scroll down to see these 3. So there they are. Let's see here. The one with the 2, by the way, the 2 stripes, that one was the hotter one. So it's at 40 degrees Celsius. And the one with 1 stripe, this one was at 0 degrees Celsius. So kind of have to get those organized. So let me show you where, so now what you would do is you go to your teams. So I'm going to open teams and I'll show you where the report is. So you go through this, you access this through your Outlook. Okay, so once you're there, you'd go, I'm just going to open 8th grade Monday, Wednesday class. Go to your class notebook over here. I'll make that bigger. Okay, so go into your class notebook. Remember, then the 3 notebooks here. Find your individual name. So I'll go to Miss Bannister. I try to put everything under class notes. I've told you guys that. I avoid the homework, quizzes, handouts. I use class notes. And then if you click on class notes, you'll see 1.13. OM, I was supposed to be an OMS, everybody. Drop the ball lab. So here's your report. I have some input, notes and questions from the lessons, any notes you want to take. Your output, you can apply what you learned in the real world. So think about how, anything you might learn in the, you don't have to fill this part out, by the way, but if you wanted to, this is your area for taking notes. What I am requiring is the lab report. So what was the purpose of the experiment? Type your answer here. What was the independent, dependent, and control variables? Okay. And by the way, what you changed every time was the independent variable. So what you were changing was the temperature of the spheres, right? The dependent variable is going to be how high that each one bounces. Write a hypothesis based on observations, and then you get into the experimental methods. What tools did you use to collect your data? That's going to be easy. You just use the simulation. Describe the procedure. So you're going to describe what you did in the simulation. You pulled each one of those spheres up to 70 centimeters. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for your lab report that you need to fill out in your team's